Hey gamers and tech lovers, welcome to PlayStation 5 Sci Fi. In this video I'll be talking about rumour, speculation on the PlayStation 5. I'll give my opinion, but don't take any of it as fact, just pure fantasy and fun. Let's talk tech! Increasing the PlayStation 5's GPU power. Sony could increase the clock speed, CPU count, or both areas of the PS5 GPU. This would eliminate or reduce the advantage the Xbox has in its GPU, on paper at least. However, as Mark Cerny has already stated, going too far with the clock speed would affect the GPU logic and make it less reliable. A higher CPU count really depends on the chip builds. In other words, how reliable chip production is in order to reach these CPU targets. Custom ray tracing for the PS5. We've already seen ray tracing working on the PS5, but there has been rumour that PlayStation has custom ray tracing enhancements. I see three areas to improve performance. Alternatives to BB8 structures, which may be a software not a hardware improvement. Downscaling and upscaling for ray tracing in hardware, i.e. rendering ray tracing elements at a lower res or using a form of checkerboarding for ray traced elements. A custom denoiser to allow the PS5's narrow GPU to cast fewer rays but still maintain the same image quality. PS5 has next-gen upscaling. We've seen what Nvidia DLSS 2.0 can achieve. We've seen upscaling put to good use in PS4 Pro with checkerboarding. Its advantages for frame rate in the DLSS case, image quality, make it a no-brainer to have. It's highly likely that the PS5 has hardware upscaling, but it's more likely to be something similar to checkerboarding with AMD's own image sharpening technology. Something similar to DLSS would be brilliant, but I think the PS5 lacks the machine learning hardware to realise this feature, at least for now. Zen 3 features in the PS5 CPU. AMD Ryzen CPUs found in modern PCs are typically constructed using chiplets. This means for an 8-core CPU, it may be split into two parts. Two CCXs or core complexes, each with 4 cores on a single CCD or core complex die. The two CCXs share a single L3 cache, which may be halved, and there is inter-core latency caused by the splitting of cores across CCXs. A single 8-core CCX may be part of the Zen 3 architecture, and could improve performance. This might be a customization in the PS5. Using the recent AMD Ryzen 3 chips, the 3300X and 3100 as an example. Both are 4-core chips, but the 3100 uses 2 CCXs, 4 cores each, and the 3300X uses a single CCX with 4 cores. There is an IPC gain of around 10% in gaming performance for the 3300X. Sony's investment in Epic Games. Why would Sony invest $250 million in Epic? This is what I think. For Unreal Engine 5, the PS5 could be the lead platform, or get prioritised features. Sony could work even closer with Epic on the engine, which has some benefit to PlayStation game development. PlayStation first-party games could make an appearance on the Epic Games Store as timed exclusives, for PC of course. This minority investment into Epic means we could see exclusive content in Epic Games for PS5. PS Now and PS Plus revamp. PS Now has hit 2 million subscribers as of 2020. It's been around since 2014. PS Now is not well marketed. It's a streaming service that allows game downloads. Except for PS3 games, all games in PS Now can be downloaded and played locally or streamed. Given the value Microsoft offer with Game Pass, which now includes EA Play, revamping the service and integrating it with PS Plus would make perfect sense, and it would be really good for the gamers. PS Now and backwards compatibility. Given the challenges with emulating the PS3, it's conceivable that backwards compatibility may be provided using PS Now. It would be very consumer friendly if you didn't need a full PS Now subscription to realise it, with Sony enabling it for specific titles you already own. Can we just scan the game barcode to enable it, for example? Emulation and backwards compatibility. What about PS1 and PS2 backwards compatibility? Well, this could be offered using emulators. Given the power of the PS5, this would be feasible, but requires Sony to put in the effort to develop the emulators. A PS2 emulator already exists on PS4. However, it's not clear whether the PS5 can physically read PS1 and PS2 discs, which were proprietary Sony disc formats for copy protection. The PS5 price will be lower than the Xbox. I think the PS5 will come in cheaper than the Xbox Series X, at $449 to $479 for the Blu-ray version, and $349 to $379 for the digital version. Sony will be wary of the Xbox payment plan option, All Access, the value of Game Pass, and should be pricing the digital version close but not as low as the Xbox Series S. The message is you're getting a full fat next-gen console for a bit more. The PS5 has Foveated Rendering and VRS. Foveated rendering is highly likely to be used in the next PlayStation VR to improve performance. It reduces rendering workload and detail in the peripheral vision. Variable rate shading, or VRS, allows the shading rate of different areas of the frame to be adjusted. This could be a method to implement Foveated rendering for VR, and it's part of the AMD's RDNA 2 GPU feature set. So to me, it seems odds-on to be a feature. The PS5 memory bandwidth will be increased. The memory bandwidth was the largest advantage the base PS4 had over Xbox One. I expect Sony will increase the memory bandwidth to approximately 512GB a second or higher, which in my humble opinion will reduce any technical advantage in performance Xbox has. It's also similar to the memory increase the PS4 had prior to launch, where it went from 4GB to 8GB, so it's not out of the realms of possibility. The PS5 will use liquid metal in its cooling design. I think it's fair to say that the PS5 will use a fairly exotic cooler, potentially to manage heat from its APU and also its SSD. We've seen various paintings online from Sony. However, something new has appeared that indicates liquid metal being used. This is already a method employed by high-performance PCs and can drop temperatures by 10 to 20 degrees Celsius. However, the high conductivity of liquid metal means it needs to be managed, and there's also a question mark over its longevity. The PS5 has insane unannounced exclusives. A new God of War, Silent Hill reboot and Final Fantasy look odds on to happen, or at least one of them happening during the PS5 launch window. Sony are kings when it comes to story-driven single-player experiences. How about multiplayer? There's been talk about Solcom coming back. What I'd like to see is a reboot of the Resistance franchise and a remake of Killzone 2 with graphics fidelity better than that infamous E3 trailer. Last but not least, an exclusive deal for Grand Theft Auto 6 may be on the cards, especially as there was a rumour that Sony was aggressively securing exclusive third-party content. The PS5 has CDNA cores for machine learning. AMD CDNA is an enterprise version of RDNA for machine learning workloads. It's not designed for gaming and is deployed in data centers. There has been no information on PS5's machine learning capability, and I think custom CDNA hardware could be used for a DLSS-like image upscaler in ray tracing. Guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it informative. I'll drop any links I used to research the video in the description. Please like and subscribe if you want to support the channel, and comment as I'm interested in hearing your views. Until next time, have a stellar day.